You got to pay attention to this because URA just rejected the bid for the GLS government land sales for the Marina Gardens Crescent site. Now, why should you even care about some developer losing their bid to buy land from the government? Honestly, you don't. But if you care about the price of the property you stay in, no matter if it's a HDB, condo, or even a landed property, government land sales affect price through a process called land economics.
So what is land economics? We all know that in order to build a home, the first thing you need is the land to build it on. In short, by controlling the supply or the lack of supply of land, you can essentially control the number one thing that most people focus on: price.
Now, by rejecting the bid, which by the way is $984 per square foot per plot ratio, compared to the land that's next to this plot, which was recently awarded at $1,402 per square foot per plot ratio. This price represents a 30% difference from the last transacted land price. At this point, we can see some important observation. Number one, the government seems like it's inclined to prefer the land price and the property price in this area to be at a certain level. And we can estimate that that's between $984 to $1,402 per square foot per plot ratio. Now, why is that so? Checking how much the government values the price of this land cluster can actually help us find another clue. Now, let's look at this open secret, the land betterment charge. So let's just look at this B2 classification, the green line which represents condos. You can see it has almost doubled in value from 2016. So in the eyes of the chief valuer from the government, this piece of land is valuable. Number two, there is only one bidder in this exercise, which can infer that developers are actually taking a measured approach in terms of bidding for land to top up their land bank for future projects. So why can they wait? Because the government has announced that in 2024, this year, is the year where they will release the most number of plots of GLS to be sold since 2013. So that means developers have more choices when it comes to buying land for development. And number three, if you look at this cluster, it really fulfills the mission of URA to make Singapore a great city to live, work and play. So take a look at this big green zone, which is Gardens by the Bay, and together with Marina Bay Sands, it forms the play cluster in this sector. And on top of that, this area with the future white sites forms a future working cluster with possible grade A office or even hotels nearby. And the last piece of the puzzle will be to create a sustainable, livable residential area that you can clearly see in the master plan right here. For now, the Marina South MRT station is not yet operational, but you can bet that when it becomes operational, it can potentially see an uplift in the property prices and maybe even the land value in the area. Now I need to answer the elephant in the room. Did the previous bid by the developer of $1,402 too expensive for the Marina Gardens Lane plot? Now I think the answer may lie in the projection of supply. So when the development is ready to be marketed and launched somewhere in the end of 2024 and early 2025, you can actually see that the supply is cycling to the next low. So if I was a betting man, the developer should have figured it out when they bought the land. So when they are ready to launch the project, the market will turn to be a low supply market, meaning it's going to be a seller's market. So to learn more about how supply and demand, especially land costs, can actually also help you to identify properties that are super undervalued now, simply connect with me and my team, link in the bio and description. Now remember, this is Pete helping you take the next step with Singapore Property Pro. I'll see you in the next video.